all set. Welcome all to the February 6th Wilton Town Board meeting. Would you rise for the pledge, please?
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Is that you? Oh, okay.
My hearing aid.
Roll call. Working now?
Supervisor Lamb?
Here.
Deputy Supervisor McCachran is excused. Councilman Bogardus?
Present.
Councilwoman Collegitt?
Here.
And Councilman O'Connor. Is he here via Zoom yet?
It's frozen.
He is. He's frozen and looks very happy, but he's not moving.
Okay.
Is he out in the parking lot? Frozen?
Okay.
Anybody signed up to speak? Can you hear me?
Can hear you, but not through the volume.
This is him. This is him.
Is it working? Yep. Just gotta get a little closer to it.
All right.
There.
Anybody signed up to speak?
No.
Somebody want to make a motion to approve the minutes from last month?
You'll make the motion to approve last month's minutes.
Second.
Thank you.
Do what?
No, he's moving now. There you are.
You got a second?
Yeah, we already seconded and gone.
Yep.
All approved?
Aye.
Bids for town hall. Want to talk about that, Ryan?
Yeah, so you have a lot of paperwork there in front of you, but there is a summary from MJ on the bids for the town hall edition that we've been talking about for some time now. We got several bidders this time, and there is a summary. I don't think we want to get into all the, looking at every thing right now, but it's just here for your information. We can review all the information, go through anything you want to go through in detail. I know there was a committee created for that. I don't know if you want to get everybody together to sit down and look at this stuff. For ballpark, $3 million, the addition. And all the bids have been reviewed by MJ. If you have any questions now, Representative from MJ is here, so but we don't need to vote on that.
Right.
Good thing.
Anybody got any questions for Matt?
Not yet, 'cause we just got him. But
I'm sure there will be.
we have your contact info.
Yeah, so we can set up a meeting,
Do the committee with maybe somebody can get.
we can go through detail of the bids.
Am I not sure?
You were on the committee, so.
All right.
Yeah.
We have appointment to the Park and Rec, 1D Mahaney.
That is to complete Trey Budkin's term, who resigned. That will be to 12/31 of 2025.
Somebody want to make a motion?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Deed dedication, Phase 2, Forest Grove subdivision, associated land dedication.
Mike, did you plow the road today?
You sold them?
I did reach out to Mike Mooney. I did not get a sign off from him, and I don't think he was in the office, and I just checked my email. I don't have anything from him. I do have the sign offs
Who were?
from the highway superintendent and Ryan.
Now this is for us to accept the road.
Except the roads and land, and I'm not sure if we talked to Brian today about the view of the dead open space.
Yeah, we had some concerns with that.
Yeah, so anything that is approved, if the board so approves, it would be conditioned upon.
It's subject to further review by town engineer and town council. Do I recommend acceptance by town engineer and town council?
So for clarity, regarding Mike Mooney, Mike's already signed all the paperwork.
Yes, but usually he sends something over to me, and it can be done contingent upon receiving that. It's-
So he has signed everything and it's already headed down to the title company for filing.
Okay.
Mike, the roads are all your standards.
Yeah.
Ryan and Nadine have been communicating back and forth regarding the deed restrictions associated to the open space land. Correct. She's away for a few days, so they deferred the conversation to Monday, or Tuesday. And then the roads are the roads.
Okay.
I didn't hear you, Counselor, what you
So what
said.
we suggested was, if you want to accept with the condition about Wilton Water and Sewer sign-off, and also reviewed by the town engineer and town legal counsel, and recommended approvals from us.
Do you just want to table it?
Excuse me one second again.
No, let's get it done.
Since there's multiple approvals, does that apply for the roads also, or is that for the open space and the roads are
Separate.
as they are? Because I don't think the questions from Brian were revolving around the roads. They were revolving around the open space, which is a separate set
Yeah.
of documents.
That's true, yes.
Because here it just says road dedications.
And associated,
associated
yeah.
land.
Yep.
And we have some concerns with the deeds on the land then.
On the open space portion, not on the roads.
Correct.
Can we split it?
Well, they are split.
Well, you make the motion as Counselor says, and take it from there.
Did you write down what he said? Then I make that motion what he said.
I'll second it
All in favor?
with the contingency.
All in favor?
For clarity, is the roads accepted and the open space is pending? Correct. Okay. That's not what I'm hearing.
No, Mr. Belmonte's correct. The way the motion was made, nothing is finally accepted until those two recommendations, the sign-off and the two recommendations come. If you want to separate the two and separate them, make them two separate actions, you can do that also.
Let's do that, and probably make Peter happy.
So make a motion, the first one would
Accept
be
the road.
to accept the road.
Yeah.
Isn't that what I said like 10 minutes ago?
You're making,
Yes.
okay.
You made that, Aaron?
Yeah.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Yeah, keep Pete happy.
And then the open space.
And if you're separated, you can just not act on the open space if you'd rather. Or if you want to act now with a condition, that way, if the condition is fulfilled before next month's meeting, then the open space can be accepted as well, which is fine.
That's your motion, right, Dwayne?
Is there a reason we have to do it tonight? Open space, or it can wait until everything's taken care of?
Pete, we're okay with waiting with the
Right.
deed and the land, right? For another month?
Or is that, you
It just
need it
seems we've
done?
got so much momentum going and trying to get these finalized. We're down to one very minutia point that it seems it would make sense to me that you would approve it based on Mark's recommendation. And over the next week or so, when Brian and Nadine work it out and Ryan and Mark bless it, it's done. We can get it
You
Said
fine.
March 1st.
Your Honor,
There's a deadline.
and you guys are comfortable with that as...
Yes, deadline.
Okay. We can split it. We approve the roads, and we're going to approve the land deed on the contingencies of Your Honor and our town
Your Honor.
engineer accepting it.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Speed limit reduction request, Blanchard Road, 55 to 45. Need a motion?
Where is Blanchard?
Off
Blanchard,
Wilton Gansford. Off Wilton Gansford
and it
Road.
makes that L turn up in Moreau.
Okay.
out
Goes
to
back up to
Route
Route 9.
It's
Okay.
Route 9 right.
I know I've seen it before, I was having trouble placing it. I'll make that motion.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
9. Thank you.
Opposed? Domestic Violence Awareness Fundraiser. This is something we did for the Provis family. That's a great thing they do. We waived the fee. And this new group's taking it over. They'd like the fee waived too.
Yeah, I'll make that motion that we waive that.
It's the same fundraiser?
Well, it's for the same thing.
But the same,
thing.
similar idea.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
non-for-profits for sure.
absolutely.
Did you make that
I
motion?
did make that
Sorry.
motion.
I will second it.
All
All in
right.
favor?
Aye.
Opposed, carried. Clean water, safe roads. That network agreement.
Mike?
Yeah. I'd like to talk to the board about my plans for the highway as far as our snow and ice removal procedures moving forward. Is that on
Yeah.
record?
There's a remote right there.
Just press the red button. No,
Is that
it's
up
not.
from up?
The white one. That one.
John's not here, usually Cochran does the AV stuff.
A piece of that road
Just a second.
The light is on.
Yeah, it takes just a second to walk.
Yeah.
Oh, that white one?
Oh, I lied.
We didn't tell me there were two.
Now there's a green light on.
Are we making cars?
There's the second one.
Second woman.
It's just we have two white remotes.
So I got a presentation here, about a 10-minute little video on the Lake George Association on brining, salt reduction in the Adirondacks. You got in front of you an agreement from the Adirondack Council, which is a not-for-profit agency that's helping municipalities in the Adirondack Park. And they've also opened it up to municipalities outside of the Adirondack Park. And they have agreed to work with the town of Wilton and my staff with moving forward in salt reduction, clean water into our streamways, and proper winter maintenance procedures. So in that agreement, Adirondack Action is also a grant writing fund that will help us write grants for some of the equipment that I'm going to show in the video here that I would like to implement in our highway department moving forward. So with that, let me start this video.
Where's the truck going on yet?
How's the volume of this, Ryan?
Years ago?
Is that it?
Yeah, the volume's not up. Put an addition on so we would clear up.
We need AV.
Just put the mic next to the computer.
Yeah, lost the internet.
Okay.
You walked into a white line.
Yeah.
Just
It says it's on, but it's only one.
I wanted to come see you.
Well, I figured they were here for this one. Figured they were here for that one.
What's the password key?
You tell you we're going to kill you.
It's up to 2023.
That's right, I just learned that with small letters.
Wilton, 2023?
It is lowercase Wilton, 23.
2023?
You know, in the meantime, I'd like to welcome all the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts and their parents and all your leaders. Keep up the good work.
You might have to turn it on, Mike.
So that's all the volume we got.
You might have to turn that mic on.
Might be able to put the mic right on top of your laptop.
Is it on?
It's on. I don't think I'm playing to the speaker.
No, I think you're playing.
We can hear you, yeah.
Yeah.
Can you raise the volume on the computer?
We're at max.
It was already all the way up, yeah.
Okay.
Hi there, so glad.
Oh, we can hear it, yeah, that's all right.
You're here to talk about our road culvert.
We just moved it.
Well, the chloride levels at Lake George have tripled over the past 40 years, but in springs such as this, they increase by 150 times during storm events, and even of greater impact are impacts to our groundwater. We know now that wells are contaminated. This has all been found through studies funded through the Fund for Lake George, and we're here to talk to you about what 3 local municipalities and agencies have done to help reduce road salt through the practice of brining, or what we call anti-icing. You'll learn about how these departments and these operators have taken it on themselves to learn about brining, to learn about the science of brining, and to learn how that really has helped the bottom line in economics in their own township and counties. If you're interested in this subject, we encourage you to speak with these municipalities, learn about it, and learn how you can protect your own community and protect important resources like we are here doing at Lake George.
Years ago, what we did was we primarily used sand. It was a year-long process. Dan would go over to our sand pit, and he would dig out of the bank, and he would take and dump that on a screening plant and produce sand. Screen out all the rocks and the pebbles, not that you ever get them all out. And he would work on this all summer long. So then, when there was a break in time, if the crew members, they'd haul that sand over to our bulk pile. And then what happened from there was when we got actually into winter, we actually used pickups. And up to 3 inches, we would plow roads with pickups. And then we would have a separate truck that would dump the sand into the separate truck. We used very little chlorides or salts at that point, just enough, usually about 10%. And what that would do is that would just basically put the salt in freeze. It didn't clump, so it would come out from the truck. And then once we got up about 3 inches, we had another plow truck, a bigger plow truck with a wing, high-speed plow, these big crow plows, that would come and move the material. So they would keep round after round after round. So we didn't use much de-icers. We would go in and basically just continue doing this until the storm's over or it came to a good friction line. So springtime would happen. So what would happen at that point? The entire crew would go out with specialized equipment, street sweepers, about $5,000 worth of consumables, brooms, blowers, and about a month and a half worth of time, and they would go and try to sweep all that sand that they put out. So then, after this came, we said, well, there's gotta be a better way. Gotta be a different way of doing this. So we started looking towards sustainable, partnered with the fund. We started looking out towards the Midwest, see what they're doing, some years ahead of us. And there's other ways we can start looking into liquid de-icers. We couldn't afford machines like this or didn't have the funding for it. So we made our own.
The brine thing kind of interested me, and so I started looking into it, and we actually started building our own brine maker down there with a 3 or 4 55-gallon barrels.
We had a bunch of plastic 55-gallon drums, an agitator, a garden hose, and we made our own brine maker. So now we had to figure out how we're going to put it on the road. So we had an old tank with a pump on it that we used to water the flowers in the park. So we adapted this so we could put it down on the road. Some basic math, figured it out, and
dusting of snow, we generally don't have to send plow truck out. Some of our roads are different because we have such an elevation range. The higher elevations we may have to plow. But I've seen with my own eyes where we have not had to send a crew out because we pre-treated the roads for the dusting and even a sled driven.
Change is always a little difficult. The new culture is always a little difficult. But I certainly have seen a change in people jumping on board and trying to understand it. We have Rob Loplis, who has taken it to another level as far as understanding the IT side of it and how to operate everything. And he's really has helped us and helped us to bring enthusiasm and kind of culture up there.
Rodney B. took a real interest on it. And he has some computer skills. So he got interested in the program. He started collecting data. It wasn't too long after he got started in this whole thing. He had a notebook, pictures, notes, and everything. He would run his software, keep track of the temperature, and all the things they were doing. So he really got a handle on the whole procedure and what it was all about, technique. And that really worked out to the benefit of the town.
All these are tools in a huge toolbox. So it's really picking the right tool for the right job. We like to say we're putting the right material in the right place at the right time. There we have an estimate, but we're going to start using a little bit more sand with the friction adder. Is the temperature going to be way up? Are we going to be able to anti-ice beforehand? Regular sodium chloride brine. We need to get taken care of up to a 40. We may not even need to go out. So if we don't have to go out, and we don't have to have all our operators come in, and we don't have that huge cost of running these trucks, of operator wage, or consumables. So it's a huge savings, depending on what job it is.
The more brine we can use without wasting it is the best possible answer. I like it. I've seen it with my own eyes work. That's gold. We eventually approached 50% in our salt, which is a lot. I mean, we order tons of salt every year. So 50% was a very noticeable milestone, and that's the thing that I think got everybody excited. And once we started talking about the guys in the DPW, started talking to the other DPW, oh, we save 50% on the salt. And I go, oh, wait a minute, what are you doing? So I really promoted the program.
As a business owner and seeing the positive impact this has had on the town, we're excited to start using this on our properties. We have brine on site right now, and we're going to start using it this year.
There was a lot of skepticism with the public because they see you out there, and in their mind they think you're spreading water, and they don't understand that it's not going to freeze. They all think that it's going to freeze, but they didn't understand. Once they did, then they kind of got on board themselves. So we're talking about
As the brine started going down and residents started seeing a change, we did get input. We got a lot of questions, and people were very positive that we were taking that initiative to reduce salt and save the lake and save the taxpayer money.
We also invested in computerized application systems. This controls our granular application. This by far will control the application rate better than any operator will. So if we set this, say, at 150 pounds per lane now, this through a ground speed sensor will constantly adjust to maintain that 150 pounds per lane mile. We also put pre-wet systems on our trucks. All the icers need moisture to start working. So what we're doing is we're providing that moisture, essentially jump-starting the process. So we have one seal on the road in the right place, and it starts working faster. What you see here is the back of the truck. Some trucks, this one, the material actually exits the rear of the truck. This is the off train that the brand materials are rising.
So I've also contracted with WIT Advisors. That was Rob from the town of Lake George. He has since left the town of Lake George. He works for WIT Advisors. He is my consultant as we move forward. I'm going to be working with WIT Advisors hopefully next coming month, weather permitting. We're going to calibrate all of our trucks to find out a baseline of actually where we're at and what we're putting down. Some of the things that Rob talked about with the computerized controls in the trucks, we have 13 big trucks that we plow with. Those electronic controls and the sensors are about $30,000 a truck to be equipped. So none of this is going to happen overnight. This is going to take time for me to phase into the department. But some of the things that we are doing now is I did switch last year. I bought one set of live edge blades that go on our plow. They're 1-foot sections. They're spring loaded and they follow the contour of the road. I ordered 2 more of them this year and I had 1 more on order. This was Monday, about a half hour after each plow truck had went through. The image on the left is on Edie Road with the live edge blade. The image on the right is with our regular carbide and steel faceplate on Ruggles Road. And you can see the difference on what the live edge is scraping off the road. So the 3 trucks that I have now with the live edge blade, they're able to turn their orders down about 2 clicks on their final cleanup for reduced salt on the road because we're taking more off of the road with the live edge blade. So I am going to put in the budget for next year to purchase probably 10 more sets of live edge blades, hopefully through the Adirondack Action Group, the grant to make that happen for next year. Some of the other things that I'm doing, they showed the camera. We did purchase 3 cameras through Viasis in Canada.
We're not
We
dealing
do
with
have them out on our roads. They are active and live, and they work. So Corinth Mountain right now, looks like there's some snow flurries up there, but that tells me the ambient air temperature, the pavement temperature. It also sends an alert to my phone, my foreman's phone, about conditions with the road. This is going to be more in play when we start brining with different chlorides and different materials that we're going to be using. And the last picture, I guess that was it. So the only thing I'm looking for from the board now is just to be aware where we're going, what I'm working at, and hopefully pass a motion resolution to agree with what we're trying to do and accomplish and have your support.
You got our support. Thank you.
Any update on our briner?
So we do have the tank in the truck. I've switched things around with the shortage of trucks that were going on, and since the board made the resolution that I have to trade the truck in, we're actually rehabbing an older single axle that I was going to sell, and got the hook lift truck. I'm going to put the brine tank on that truck and keep the new truck probably with a flatbed and a hopper and try to make another plow truck out of that in-house so that we can use it for more versatile things. So I don't anticipate brining until next fall, next winter, and I'll be working with another vendor this summer and approaching the board about tank leasing, and that procedure moving forward. All right?
Thank you, nice job.
Thank you.
Mike, do you need a motion from the board?
I'd like a motion of the board just to support our winter ice control policy moving forward, working with advisors in the Adirondack Action Group. We are excited. I just want the support of the board, knowing where we're going with the public, that they're supporting and in favor of our winter operations.
So you can do something as simple as resolution of support for town highway department winter road maintenance.
I'll make that motion.
We wouldn't have spent all that money, we weren't in support of it.
You made that motion, Aaron?
She did, I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you, Michael, you've done a nice job showing us. Is Ray on?
His services, you're muted, Ray, if you can hear us.
Prisons, it's tough to get a connection in there.
There he is. Can you hear?
Yes. Speak loud and clear.
Right, because it's better if you can just hear me and not see me because, you know, I'm not really looking at it. First off, I want to recognize Mark Mikens and his staff for for helping put together this draft of the regulations regarding cannabis in town. And what you have before you is a draft. It has been shared with council. Council has made some suggestions and recommendations about, possible changes. This is new to the state of New York, and some of the language that is in the draft is borrowed from other communities who have passed local legislation regarding zoning issues related to cannabis. And so at this point, if the town board members, you could take a look at it, I'd like to schedule a public hearing for next month so that we can, between now and then, look at any possible revisions to be made. Council made one suggestion in particular in the draft. It says that a special use permit would be decided upon by the town board, and it was suggested that that responsibility might go to another body like the CBA or the planning board. So it's something to think about between now and March. I don't know if anybody has any questions about the draft at this point.
Is that available to the public? I couldn't see anything in the data online today.
No, it was supposed to be taken off, but yes.
It's not available, right? It's not available
It's available, yes.
online?
No.
Available for a physical copy? Available for a physical copy? We can get you a copy.
Steve, if you'd like mine, you can hold that.
Is that quick enough?
Is he done?
Are you done, right?
Yes.
So we're looking at the redraft.
Who's looking to set a public hearing?
Right, but our thing says redraft. So this must be the updated draft. Yes, okay. All right, I make a motion, we set a public hearing for the first meeting in March.
March 6th.
That's what I said, sure.
No second?
I'll second.
In favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
I get tired of our name.
Building use request for the senior building. Our assessor, Tina Weber, is the association president. She just wanted to have permission to have their meeting in that building.
Sure. I'll make that motion.
Second.
Favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Acceptance of the traffic study. Speak to that, Ryan?
Yeah, so the board was given the traffic study last board meeting, and we've been through it numerous times here, and it's been almost 2 years in the works or so, trying to get this document ready. It's something that the town board should adopt. That's the correct legal language, adopting the traffic planning study. And what we will be doing is, associated with this, traffic fees will be changing, will be increasing, but that'll be a zoning change in our code book. They're fees, mitigation fees, so we will be also requesting to set a public hearing for those updates for next year. So if anybody has any questions, Alana Moran is here. She's worked very diligently on this thing.
Yes, she has.
So, if there's any questions, we can handle them now, or, next meeting too.
You need a public hearing?
Yeah.
Is that what you said? So we're not,
Public hearing would be for the traffic mitigation fees to change. Tonight, just asking the board to adopt the traffic planning study. 2020, call it 2025.
all right, I'll make a motion to adopt the 2025 traffic study.
A second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Now we say we're looking to set a public hearing.
Amendment to traffic study to set a public hearing.
Oh, there it
That's
is.
for the mitigation.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to set the public hearing.
I will second that.
That's going to be March 6th at
All in
7:01.
favor? Opposed? Carried. Committee reports.
My committee got cut short. The Emergency Services Committee got cut a little short because we had a fire going on. But we are looking to increase the false alarms, nuisance alarm. There's like 6 categories of non-fire related fire alarms. So they're looking to increase the fees for commercial areas, commercial businesses for false alarms, nuisance alarms, unwanted alarms. There's like 6 categories of it. Currently, it's a $100 fine if they go. The first one's a free fire alarm, I guess you want to call it. Then the second one is a $100 fine, and it's $100 each time. We've had some corporate commercial properties just ignore the fines and stuff like that because it's $100 at a time, so they just let the fines build up. So now we are working to increase the fines to where it will be noticeable when a corporate gets a fine. And actually, we are looking to enforce the fines, to have them enforced through the town court. So we're in the infantile stage of that at this point, but we're looking to increase false fire alarms fines. And then we all ran out.
Those fees will be for the firehouse.
I'm not sure where the fees go, to be honest with you. I know years ago.
The town gets half and the fire company gets half.
Right, years ago, Motel 8 or whatever that was, racked up a lot.
It was originally wrote that way.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good idea because you do have town staff who respond to that.
Sure, right.
Correct, we have codes, I mean, every time we get a false alarm, nuisance alarm, whatever the definition is, we call the building inspectors and code enforcement to respond as well. So yes, we do tax the resources of the town as well.
We have a meeting with New York State DOT tomorrow.
Yep, tomorrow, Aaron and I have a meeting with DOT, state official, county officials, assemblywoman, a lot of people over this exit 16 bridge.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to get it redone a lot sooner because you got SCDC is working on getting water swords east of that. So I'd like to get it done as soon as possible instead of waiting to 2029.
It was supposed to be 2025.
Right, it should have been
And
supposed to be
moved us
done
to 2029.
this year.
We're just a tad worried if anybody that's parked on that bridge.
It's horrendous to try to get through there.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
Maria, you're up with your controller's report.
Thank you. So the first category is our 2024 budget transfers. And you can see items 1 through 8 are leveraging surplus budget from the justices account code for full-time salaries. We had some staffing changes in early 2024 that allowed for a surplus in the full-time category. So we're going to leverage that to offset the deficits that we've incurred in other departments, most notably for, the annual merit pay, which is a regular course of business. There was nothing unusual that happened. Usually, we do budget for the merit pay increases in a separate contingent salaries account. I didn't have to do that because I saw that I had surplus in the justice's salary category, so I'm just using that to offset. So that's items 1 through 8. And then item 9 concerns the highway department. We had some overages on auto repairs and supplies. We had our year-end inventory, accounting entry that created a deficit because we expensed more than we did in prior years. So our inventory decreased, which means we have more of an expense in the current year. So that created a deficit. But the good news was that we can leverage unused salary in our machinery for the seasonal salaries to offset that deficit. And then lastly, in this category, item 10, also using snow removal salaries, I am offsetting the deficit caused by the decrease in inventory for gas and fuel. So that's the first category for the 2024 budget transfers.
Somebody want to make a motion 1 through 10 on the budget transfers?
I will make that motion.
A second?
Guess I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carried.
Thank you. The second category is 2024 budget amendments. So this represents, these two items here are related in that it represents the utilization of federal funding for ARPA for one of the three items that we obligated as of December 31st, 2024. We received the equipment and we paid the bill. So we're utilizing the ARPA money that we obligated to pay the bill. So we're taking money from the general fund, which is where the ARPA money is accounted for, and we are transferring it to the highway fund. Those are items 1 and 2 for 2024.
I'll make a motion to approve the budget amendment.
Second?
I will second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, carried.
And then on the next page, we have 2025 budget transfers. We had an unexpected furnace issue at 80 Scout Road, so the furnace had to be replaced at a cost of $10,500 to Watson & Sons. So I'm using our contingent account, which is a budgetary kind of savings account for these unexpected type of expenses that come up. And the second item, again, unexpected, the NBA, well, the scoreboard in the gym is broken, and it's during junior NBA season, so Ross McNeil, who's the recreation director, wanted to replace it while the junior NBA season was still in effect. So we utilized available appropriation to do that. However, I'd like to replace that because this was an unexpected item. So those are our 2025 budget transfers.
Did he get the new scoreboard that fast?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, ESM Sports state contract.
I'll make
Somebody
a
will-
motion to approve the budget transfers.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, carried.
Thank you. And then the last item for our budget amendments for 2025. Again, items 1 and 2 under this category are related in that we're using federal ARPA money to pay for the municipal facility improvement. This is the second of 3 obligated projects that we had for December 31st, 2024. The cost of this municipal facility improvement is $820,564. So item 1 is transferring the money from the general fund to the capital projects fund in item 2. Capital projects fund is where we're going to account for the expenditures.
I'll make that motion for the budget amendments.
And second?
Second.
In favor?
Aye.
Opposed, carried.
Amendment, sorry.
And our last category is asset disposals. John King, who's our park maintenance supervisor, would like to place the following items on Auctions International. He's got a 2006 Toro Workman with electric groomer and a 2006 John Deere Z-Track 72-inch deck with backer.
Somebody want to make that motion?
Sure, I'll make the motion.
Is John McCachran good with that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'll second.
All in favor? All in favor?
Just bought him over and now we're getting rid of them.
We're getting rid of the old one of these.
Yes.
Everybody in favor?
Yes.
Any opposed?
Sorry.
Carried.
We're gonna sell the Brookhouse.
The second item under asset disposal is Mike Monroe, who's our highway superintendent, who'd like to place the 1989 Chevy ambulance on Auctions International.
1989 Chevy ambulance?
Be glad to see that thing
Where is
going.
that thing being stored?
It's being used.
No, oh my God. I'll make that motion. I would like to see that thing.
It's a handsome vehicle.
Take a picture for it.
Second it.
Take a picture of it before it leaves.
I think a town supervisor's vehicle.
No thanks.
I did.
You second that one, Dwayne?
I did. I couldn't wait to.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Maybe Ross should
The
buy
last item under
scoreboard.
asset disposal is Ross McNeil would like to place the scoreboard that's broken on Auctions International.
For parts? I'll make that motion.
I guess I will second that one.
All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Michael, I just want to thank you and your crew for doing a great job on these roads.
One item, Ryan wants to take that.
So one other item that you guys have in your packet, I think it's number 10.
Yeah, it was.
It's the grant that was received from New York State DOT for $844,000 to replace it. We have
This was part of Mike's.
No, it wasn't.
I did too.
Gotcha.
So it's for the culvert rehab under Loudon Road that's adjacent or nearby the Ingersoll Road intersection. And so that work will be happening. This is the contract. This is the resolution by the municipality that will go to DOT. I assume that we'll have Mr. Shackner just take a quick look. It's all standard New York State language. However, for review, approval is the project agreement with the state. We will need to sign this. And also, there will be an agreement with MJ Engineering for the design survey of the work. So that'll be coming forth too.
And that grant pays for all the work?
100%.
100%. That's incredible.
So I don't know if the board wants to authorize supervisors to sign the agreements. It's usually what we do is have, if everything is appropriate in the language, supervisors sign the agreements.
Sure.
Do you want to make that motion?
Upon approval from council.
Town council.
Make a motion that our supervisor sign the agreement
Just in the MJ.
and all those guys. MJ.
Jay Engineering. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Anybody in the crowd got anything to say?
Questions, comments, conversations?
Motion for adjournment?
Make that motion.
Second. Adjourned. Thank you all for coming this miserable night.
I did not second. I did not.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, Ray.
Bye.